What's going on, guys? Styx here with the Token Minorities, and today I'm doing another TCG and chill, well, I guess TCGO and chill session because, well, swamped once again, and yeah, couldn't get really anything planned out, so I'm just gonna hop in and do some legacy matches with some decks that I haven't used yet. Right now, I'm pretty sure I'm about to lose, so I'm using a quad Snorlax deck, which literally relies entirely on Hypnotoxic Laser to take prizes, and if my opponent has Virizion, I'm just going to forfeit, because Virizion is an auto loss for this deck, and if this is Virizion Celebi, then, or if this is Virizion and Genesect, actually, you know what, I'm not even going to bother, because it clearly is based on the setup, so, yeah, anyway. So today I'm, like I said, just going through some random legacy matches, just having fun, playing with some weird decks. The quad Snorlax deck that I'm using, actually I can go ahead and show you what it is. It's centered around this Plasma Snorlax. The block basically keeps our opponent from being able to retreat, and then we rely on Hypnotoxic Laser and Virbank to be able to take prizes, and really just denying our opponents from doing much of anything. So we're relying entirely on Hypnotoxic Laser for our prizes. So it's a very bad deck. It's a bad deck, I'll be honest. And if our opponent runs Virizion, like, Virizion literally just completely counters this deck to where you can do absolutely nothing. So that's why I really didn't want to bother with that first match, and man, I really hope the Legacy ladder isn't just dead apart from that. That'd make me very sad, because I immediately found one, but it's a literally unwinnable matchup for us. So just having to go through it like this will be kind of interesting. Rush Explosion is also a very bad matchup for this deck. Oh my goodness, is there just nobody on? Come on now, guys. Come on. You can do better than this. Is there really just nobody on Legacy? This is absurd. Whenever I'm just playing for fun, I get Legacy matches, but of course the one time that I don't, or the one time that I'm actually trying to record, I can't find anything, so it looks like we might just have to go with, yeah, it looks like we might just have to go with Standard or Expanded. Yeah, you know what, I'm just going to keep on keeping on with the Snorlax and just pray that maybe we can get something. Actually, you know what, I might just pause it until we're able to find one, because, I mean, I know my thing with the TCG Lives is I play it live, you guys see how long it takes me to find matches. But if I'm not getting much of anything, then that's just something that nobody wants to watch. So you know what? I give up on Legacy. I'll try again in a little bit. But for the time being, what do we want to play? Let's play some Expanded. Do I want to play Mega Ray? No, I always play Mega Ray. What am I feeling? What am I feeling, guys? Do you know? You guys have any idea what I should play right now? Is Volcanion? You know what? No, I'm going to try one more time. Last time before I just get an expanded match with, like, Mega Ray or Turbo Darkrai. Those are going to be, or Honor Stoice. Honor Stoice would be a good matchup as well. But yeah, I'm just trying to kill time until we're actually able to get a match, because the Legacy ladder is just, there we go. Okay, please don't be, okay, here we go. We have, Ray Eels. Sorry, I just completely blanked on what it was called. Yes, I would like to go first. Maybe I can donk, and Keldeo will be a problem, but if I can just take that thing down, then that will actually be phenomenal for me. So let's go ahead and Snorlax. And I have a Hypnotoxic Laser as well, so I'm going to play that, and then just Oak. Or, So this will actually be a very interesting matchup, because Rayquaza will be able to one-shot me, but it depends on how many Pokemon how many Keldeos my opponent is running. Because if he only runs one, then Keldeo can rush in, but it can't retreat. And also if he's running any switches give this deck a ton of problems as well. So I'm going to have to worry about that. We have Smeargle, so what we're going to do is go ahead and Hypnotoxic Laser this Smeargle. Yes, we do get heads, it really doesn't matter. And then let's Professor Oak's New Theory, see if I can get a Virbank or something like that. I do not, but alright, we're just going to end the turn right there. Smeargle is down, and it cannot retreat, so we are in a pretty good spot. Like I said, the only way my opponent can actually get out of here and not be, well, I guess the only way my opponent can really reset is if he rushes in with Keldeo and then switches. So, I mean, my opponent definitely has ways around it. Like, there's Like he does, just straight up. He has ways around it. So that's going to be interesting to try to work around. But on the bright side, maybe I can slow him down enough, and if I can Crushing Hammer away all of his fire energy, then hopefully he will run out of resources to be able to do anything with it. So I guess that's just what I'm going to have to rely on. My opponent is going to Pokemon Collector. I mean, that's good play. Probably going to grab a Keldeo. Yep, a Keldeo, a Tynamo, and a Rayquaza. I do need another Snorlax at this point, but I can be patient. I can be relatively patient. And then he also does need 3 energy to be able to knock out my Snorlaxes with his Rayquaza. So let's just see. He's gonna attach the energy to Ray and Floatstone the Keldeo, but if the Keldeo rushes in, it will not be able to retreat. So yeah, we'll just kind of go off of that, I suppose. Yeah, he's gonna rush into Keldeo. Okay. So now we can start damaging the Keldeo, because Keldeo's not going to be able to retreat, but if he does have double rush in, he can cause me a ton of problems. So what I'm going to do right here is Skyla for a Verbank. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab that Verbank, play this down, go ahead and Junk Arm, get rid of the Super Scoop Up, and probably, do I want to get rid of the Max Potion? Yeah, I think those won't necessarily do me a whole lot of good. And I guess we'll just end the turn. We're going to poison the Keldeo and then end the turn. I'm not going to get rid of the Lightning just because, I mean, that's something that he can have access to. I want to get rid of the Fire Energy because typically these Ray Eels decks run low counts of Fire Energy. They run a ton of Lightning because, I mean, that's just kind of how the decks work. So if I'm going to discard something, I want to discard the Fire Energy, as that is what is going to keep my opponent, or that is what is going to allow my opponent to attack. And if my opponent has a second Keldeo, I'm really, really hoping not, because then that will cause some very significant problems. And he does grab the Victini, which honestly, that's okay with me. And Keldeo's poisoned. It's not going anywhere. Do get heads. That is fine. And I think... Ooh, I don't even need to Oak this turn. So what I think I'm just going to do is Skyla for a Heavy Ball. That way I can get another Snorlax out. That way, at the very least, I don't lose this coming turn. So, or I don't lose just by being benched out from having Snorlaxes get knocked out. And just, yeah, end the turn right there. Keldeo is going to be 2 prizes for me. And as soon as my opponent plays a Fire Energy, I'm going right after that with my Crushing Hammers. So that's gonna be my play. Like, as soon as that happens, yeah, he's got the Eels up, but Keldeo cannot retreat. My opponent has to have a switch in order to get out of there, which I'm sure he does, unless he's relying completely on Keldeo's rush-in to be able to... Wow, this is actually working out a lot better than I thought it would. Get a Bicycle. I'm going to go ahead and play this just because it allows me to have the Bicycle for later if I want to draw into something. And then I'm keeping the Crushing Hammers until he plays the Fire Energy, like I said. And, ooh, this is nice. So let's Rocky Helmet up the Snorlax. So Rocky Helmet up the Snorlax, play the Random Receiver, see what we get. We get an N. Keldeo is going to get knocked out coming back into my turn. I can try to reversal up the Rayquaza. And then, yeah, this should actually work out. It should actually work out pretty decently. Unless my opponent plays a Sky Arrow Bridge, he's not going to be able to retreat his Keldeo, and I will be able to take 2 prizes off of that. My opponent ends me. That's actually okay because I get 6 cards, which is, I mean, we take those. And hopefully I get a... Well, there's a way to get a Hypnotoxic Laser. So that is just fine with me. See a Max Potion on the Keldeo. So my opponent is just delaying. I mean, he's delaying well, but he is delaying. And this just allows me to play a little bit... Wait, did he just get rid of... Ooh, he got rid of 2 Junk Arms. That is great. Maybe he's going to go for a switch or something like that. And also, why is he playing Max Potion and Ray Eels? That really doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, in all honesty, because even though you're, like, discarding energy with Ray, you still want to keep the Fire Energy on it. So what I'm going to do is play this onto the Snorlax. Play the Rocky Helmet onto the Snorlax. Do I want to Skyla or anything? I really don't think I need to. And then I'm just going to... yeah, I'm just going to end the turn right there. I really don't need to do anything. Like, I can play patiently. I can do what I can just do my thing with that. My opponent is going through quite a few resources. And I'm thinking he's digging for the switch at this point. Because, yeah, Snorlax is going to go down, but I also have the Revive in my hand. The Rocky Helmet is going to be doing some damage back to the Rayquaza. So I can always just deal with that. Keldeo, I need that thing to go down. Because Russian is going to be really what annoys me the most. Yeah, Victini is going to be annoying as well. But I do need to get rid of these fire energies. As that's, like I said, that's going to be what allows my opponent. He gets rid of, is he going to go for the Max Potion again? He might just try to buy more turns, but the more Junk Arms he gets rid of, the less he has them later when he's trying to get out of situations that he might want to. Yeah, he's going to go for the Max Potion again, which, I mean, hey, it buys him a turn, but it doesn't let him do anything. Attaching energy to Rayquaza, that's fine, it makes sense. And what I think I'm going to do, Lost Remover doesn't do a whole lot for me. So, let's see if I can bring up this Rayquaza and get some damage off on it. Do I want to? No. I'm just going to, I think this turn, I'm just going to Skyla for, I think, just another Heavy Ball. That way I can get another Snorlax out. Or do I want to go for a Crushing Hammer? I can go for a Crushing Hammer, try to start getting rid of my opponent's Fire Energy, which I might just do because then I can always just Junk Arm for a random receiver for a supporter. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Crushing Hammer, see if I can get heads off of this. Yes, I do. Let's get rid of the Fire Energy off of the Rayquaza. Then Junk Arm, get rid of both these Lost Removers because they're really not going to be doing a whole lot for me. Grab the random receiver. I need to be careful. How do I want to do this? Let's grab the random receiver. That way I can have something in my hand. And my opponent's going to play this. My opponent's playing this slow, which is definitely the right way to do it. He has to Max Potion this turn, otherwise I'm going to be getting a couple prizes. But again, that is 3 Junk Arms used up. I got rid of a Fire Energy. He is attaching a ton of energy to his Rayquaza. So that's... how many supporters has he gone through? Ooh, my opponent is actually just letting Keldeo go down. So what I think I'm going to do this turn is random receiver for an N. Let's play this so he doesn't have the Max Potion anymore in his hand, and also because I'm going to be getting a couple prizes this turn, and this actually works out very nicely. So let's just go ahead and... I'll just end the turn right there. And take my 2 prizes off of Keldeo? I think so. Do I want to play the random receiver now? No, I'm going to wait until later if my opponent decides to end me. Take 1, 2, see what I get. I get another Verbank and an N. That is not good. He does send up Rayquaza, so does he have another... Yes, he has the Fire Energy. So Rayquaza is going to knock me out, but is going to get hit by the Rocky Helmet, which actually ends up... Is it 2 damage counters? Yeah. It actually ends up helping out the math with Hypnotoxic Laser. So that's going to be very nice, actually. So he hits me, that is just fine. Gets rid of the 3 Lightning Energy, gets hit by my Rocky Helmet, and takes a prize. Well, I just send up my other Snorlax, hope that I can get drawn to my Revive or something like that. Let's Hypnotoxic Laser up this guy. Get heads, that is beautiful, and then let's just... Oh! Yes, that is fine. I know I'm going to have less cards in my hand, but... Ooh, I get this as well. So this is very nice. Let's go ahead and play this down right here. Play the Eviolite onto that, and then I think for the time being I'm just going to hold off on the Crushing Hammer. So my opponent does wake up. That's unfortunate, but not the worst thing in the world. And So he's attaching energy. That's fine. I might just get rid of the... I'm going to get rid of the... Okay, so he's powering up Raikou. That's fine because it does take 2 Volt Bolts in order to be able to knock out a Snorlax. And then I think I might just Crushing Hammer to get rid of the Fire Energy, and that's his last Junk Arm. My opponent just got rid of his last Junk Arm. What is he going for? Probably... Nope, he just forfeits. Yep, that was his last Junk Arm. He must have been going for a Max Potion or something like that. But Snorlax actually came through right there. I mean, just keeping our opponent from retreating, making them locked into the active spot, keeping them from being able to do much of anything. Turned out really, really well. I mean, to be fair, I was kind of a scumbag for doing that, but we eventually did get a Legacy match, which was kind of fun. And what next? Should I do Turbo Torn? Well, pseudo Turbo Torn. You know what? I feel like this would be a fun deck to use. Yeah, let's try this. This was a deck that I saw, well, that Orabomb had, that he gave, quote unquote, to me, aka I saw it on his channel and decided to take it because it looked cool, and it had Tornadus EX, which was something that I really hadn't done much with. I mean, I'd done CMT with Celebi Prime, but this is a different Tornadus. This is Plasma Tornadus, so Tornadus Therian, not Tornadus Incarnate. And oh no, did I scare him off? Really hope I didn't scare off all of the Legacy people, because that was actually a really good match that I was very glad that we were able to get. Come on, I want to do Turbo Torn, please. I honestly might just have to wait to have a match with Dead Fun for that, so unfortunate. I tried, I really did. And I think you know what? This is out of date, but let's just do Honor Stoice. Yeah, you know what? Let's play a match with Honor Stoice. I haven't done that in a while. And then I will cap off this live with a theme deck. I think I'm going to cap it off with a theme deck. Let's get an Honor Stoice game, see how it goes, and then we'll go with a theme deck. So, I'm against a pure dark deck, so this might be very good for us, depending on what we start with. I'm really hoping that I can get a turn 1 Blastoise so that I can just power up a Keldeo and go absolutely crazy. Ooh, I should have put Wishy Washy in the... Do not like starting Shaman. But on the bright side, I should be able to get something worthwhile with these cards, I would think. Ooh, Zoroark GX. I actually have not played against this yet, so this will be interesting. Hopefully, Honor Stoice can get me a pretty good start, which I would hope it would. And my opponent starts Darkrai, which we definitely have the opportunity to knock that out if I'm able to get a Keldeo with Fighting Fury Belt and then 6 energy. Which, I mean, hey, that's definitely an option. That is always an option. He is just going to Skyla for a Battle Compressor, which probably going to get rid of a Darkrai and a couple Dark Energy, which would be what I would assume my opponent is going for. But at the same time, like, he's got a very slow start, and he only gets rid of a Darkrai and a single Darkness Energy. So that is very, very interesting. I mean, he attaches. Is he going to attach one to the bench as well? Switches? And okay, so he's just putting this Darkrai active. Wow. Attaches a Poison Barb. I honestly am kind of ooh, here we go. Alright, so we can get this done. Let's go ahead, and this is beautiful because it gets me Execute in the discard pile as well. Let's Battle Compressor, get rid of Execute, Blastoise, and how many Archies do I have? Do I have my Lele's? Yes, I do. We'll be able to Ultra Ball for those. There we go. So let's go ahead and Ultra Ball, get rid of this. And did I screw up? I might have screwed up. So let's Ultra Ball, get rid of both of those, grab the Lele so that I guarantee to have the Archies. Let's see if I can get something off the... Oh, that's nice. That is really, really nice. So let's go ahead and Execute once. This way I can get a Keldeo as well. Ultra Ball, get rid of this and this. to grab my Keldeo, which I can play the energy on, and then Floatstone up the Shaman so that I have free retreat. Boom. Floatstone the Shaman. Play the Lele. Search for an Archie's, which will get me my Blastoise, so that I can go ahead and get that Blastoise out, and then hopefully get 5 more energy and a Fighting Fury Belt on Keldeo, which I might be able to. Do I have Shaman in the deck? I really hope I have my other Shaman in there. Please, please. Yes, I do. I'm going to be able to, at the very least, get this, and then 6 fresh cards off of setup, which honestly I haven't set up in a very, very long time. This is kind of awesome to be able to do. So let's Shaman, get 6 more cards, hopefully something that's conducive to... Oh boy. I think we're going to be able to get it. So let's do this. Get rid of 1, 2, 3. Yes, please. And then execute once. Do I want to execute twice? Yeah, let's go ahead and execute twice. That way I still have the options to be able to play this stuff down. Superior energy retrieval, get rid of both executes, grab all 4 energy, and yep, I'm going to be able to pull this off because I will have 7 energy on Keldeo, which is just as good as a... Well, the extra energy is as good as a Fighting Fury Belt. So there we go. And my opponent has nothing right now. And then let's play the other Keldeo. Let's do this, see what we got. Got an Acrobike, which I might be able to get something off of. Get a Lele. Or an Energy. Let's grab a Lele just because I'm slightly paranoid about my opponent being able to like double Dark Patch into the Darkrai that's on the bench and then be able to one-shot my Keldeo, and I want to have a response to that. But yeah, look at that. Turn 1, able to knock out Darkrai with Keldeo. That's insane. And hopefully my opponent does not have the cards necessary. Yeah, okay, he didn't. So we are just able to take the win off of that with, honestly, that was the most Honor Stoice thing I have seen. Just Keldeo getting 7 energy on it, knocking out a Darkrai GX turn 1. So Honor Stoice is still clearly very powerful, and I know this is a very short live and I'm running a little bit low on time, so what I'm going to do is try to get this Turbo Torn Umbreon match going, but if I don't get it in the next 30 seconds, I'm just going to go... Oh, wait, sweet. What I was going to say was I was going to go do a theme game just to see how bad that is and just reminisce on when I started out in TCGO. But yeah, I think this will be the last match, so very sorry, I'm just very swamped at the moment. Ooh, yes, we do win. I would like to go first. That way I can potentially get set up in... This is beautiful. This is kind of awesome. So just get a bunch of EVs that I can... Yes, yes, and yes, please. So that was kind of an awesome opening hand. If I can get a... If I can dual ball, if I can just hit one of them, I'll be able to hit a Tornadus. And then let's do this. Please get heads. I get 1 heads. That is good enough for me. Let's grab Tornadus. And unfortunately, I only have 2 Umbreon, so I probably should have looked in my deck before I played that 3rd EV down. But let's play this, play that there, play this there, and then let's Portrait. See what we can get. We get a Juniper. Unfortunately, gets rid of the Plasma Energy from our hand. But I would think that we'd be able to get something better, and then I had nothing that I really wanted to play out of there. And here we go. Okay, this works out well. So I am going to just be able to Plasma Energy or Colress Machine, and let's go ahead and dual ball once again. See what we can get. Get another Tornadus. Probably going to try to get that thing set up as well. And let's just end the turn right there. So that actually worked out beautifully. I'm hoping my opponent doesn't have Lost Remover or Crushing Hammer, because that would just kind of ruin my day. Like, I have a 120 power Jet Blast. Good to go. Assuming I can get Smeargle out of the active spot, which I'm kind of hoping I'll be able to. But the Aspertia City Gym will be great for me. Ooh, we see Celebi Prime. So my opponent is clearly playing a Celebi Genesect deck. And I'm hoping the extra HP that I get from Umbreons and Aspertia City Gyms will actually be able to put me in a good enough spot. Yeah, you can portrait, but it's not going to do you a whole lot of good. My opponent might want to actually, yeah, just Juniper. What does he get rid of? Gets rid of 3 grass energy, so that's actually really good for me. He hasn't been able to get Celebi out of the active. Going to Tool Scrapper, get rid of my Eviolite. That's, you know what? It's annoying, but it's okay because G-Booster hits through that anyway. He's going to switch into Celebi. Get the energy onto Genesect, and as long as he doesn't have a... As long as he doesn't have a Switch and a Chorus Machine. Okay, he doesn't, so that's good for me. Ooh, I get a random receiver. What can I get off of that? Get an Oak's New Theory. That works out beautifully. So let's go ahead and Aspertia. And then Oak, see if I can get a couple Umbreon or something to that effect. Can this grab Umbreon? Nope. Umbreon is too big. Unfortunate. So let's go ahead and Chorus Machine. That's right, I can't because it's in my hand. It's Plasma Energy, this guy. See what my opponent has. Has a Skyla. So let's go ahead and Skyla, see if I have... I do have a Switch, which I will be able to go for. And as long as my opponent doesn't have a G-Booster, I'll be able to... As long as my opponent doesn't have a G-Booster, I'll be able to live the hit and hopefully get an Umbreon up. I get another Tornadus, which is good, but I need to be careful. Yeah, because I'm out of Plasma Energy. Once he knocks me out, once he knocks out this, then it's going to be very bad. But he does have the G-Booster in hand. I did see that. So unfortunately, the fact that I didn't have Umbreon, the fact that I didn't have an Umbreon set up just yet is really going to hurt. And then what I might do... So yeah, he does have the G-Booster, which sucks. I saw that in his hand and I just got greedy. But I didn't get any Umbreon. Like actually a single Umbreon would have allowed me to take G-Booster. But I didn't get any of them, so that sucks a lot. This next Tornadus that I'm going with, the one that's on the bench, is actually going to have to carry me at this point. Because I don't have much of anything. My opponent is taking their sweet time with Skyla. Skyla's for N, which, okay, that's fine. I will be able to... Yeah, I'll be able to end my opponent after this turn, so he will be able to knock me out. But what I can do... Yeah, G-Booster will knock out my Tornadus. But what I can actually do is put Smeargle up. Then this is going to have to be kind of tricky. So I finally get an Umbreon. That's nice. So let's Shadow Triad to get a Plasma Energy back. To get a Plasma Energy back, play the DCE onto my Torn, play this Torn down. Then let's Portrait for that N off of my opponent, which will hopefully give me something to work with. I get the Switch. Well, I can get the Switch. But I think for now... So I technically can get an attack off this turn. Do I want to do that, though? Because what I can do is Junk Arm for the Chorus Machine, but then that leaves me with absolutely nothing, and I will have gotten nothing out of my Scramble Switch. I think I just had to play aggressively. I think I had to play aggressively, and I have to go for this in order to stay in this match. So let's do this onto Tornadus, and then leave myself with nothing. I'm leaving myself with nothing, which is normally a very bad play, but I think at this point I just have to go for it. Put my Tornadus up. Tornadus now has a whopping 240 HP. G-Booster is not going to knock me out, even if my opponent gets rid of my Aspertia City Gym with a Sky Arrow. So this is... this is kind of going all in at this point. He might just retreat Genesect out into Smeargle to try to save it. Or, he is just going to switch into Smeargle, just buy himself a turn, I guess. But I will be able to take a prize. And he has to get rid of both my Umbreons in order to be able to one-shot Tornadus. He Skylas. Gonna grab, not sure what, but either way I will be able to knock out the Smear. We'll grab a level ball for a Celebi most likely. Probably gonna try to set up another Genesect. That would be probably the way to go. And I'm assuming he has something else in his hand, otherwise he wouldn't be just leaving himself at nothing. Because right now, if we both have nothing, I have the better nothing because I have a Tornadus. I get a special energy. That can be useful on Thundurus later. So I think for the time being, I can Windfall. But I think I just want to keep the pressure on, just Jet Blast. Take a prize, get a DCE, so that's going to go on Tornadus. And I might actually... What I should have done was actually attached this energy to Tornadus last turn so that I have a 60 damage Jet Blast, because I mean that's enough to knock out Celebi. Like, that is plenty to knock out Celebi. And then he's gonna end. Yeah, I should have attached the energy, but I mean, hey, this gets me 4 cards and gets me 4 really good cards. So this is working. This is starting to work out well. Yeah, he is gonna G booster me, but this Genesect's going down. This Genesect is going to go down. I will still have 40 HP left. And yeah, so this is actually starting to work out. I'm not going to Juniper because I have too many good supporters in my hand for that. And then, what I can do, what do I have left? I have my Scramble Switch. I think I'm actually going to do that play. So let's get rid of the no, let's not get rid of the Thunders. Let's get rid of this and this to grab my Scramble Switch. Let's do that. Switch into this Thundurus. Move all the energy over. So now I have a fresh Thundurus that can two-shot everything. And then let's Jet Blast to knock out this Genesect. So this actually is working out really, really well. Like, a lot better than I thought it would. And I get another Tornadus, but now I have a... Whew, this is great. This is really fantastic. So Virizion does come down. I mean, it's really not going to do a whole lot. I will be able to two-shot that thing. And my opponent ends me. That's fine. I have enough supporters in my deck that I actually should not be without one for very long. And there we go. I just get a Juniper right off the top. And, man, this is going fantastic. This is really going well. And I have that catcher in my deck. Well, actually, I have the catcher right there. But okay, so now I'm only down to... So now I'm down to 220 HP. Which still lets me live a G-Booster, and that's more than enough. But my opponent can Portrait right here and get a Juniper. Which is kind of... yeah, I'll be honest, that kind of sucks that my opponent's going to be able to get a Juniper off of this. I'd rather that they didn't get anything at all. I would rather that I just drew dead, because... Yeah, I mean, my opponent had nothing and he got a fresh hand. So that's a little bit scary and kind of annoying. But at the same time, I have a fully powered Tornadus that has 220 HP. Like, even without my Aspertia, I'm going to be living whatever my opponent goes for. Like, I'm going to be able to live whatever hit. And he actually gets rid of both of his Sky Arrows, so maybe my next Aspertia will be able to stick. Then I do have to potentially worry about retreat costs, but I think... Actually, you know what? Except for... Well, everything has almost free retreat except for Umbreon. I guess Tornadus technically has 2 retreat costs instead of 1. So what I am going to do, though, is power up this Tornadus slowly in the background, because just a Windfall without any Plasma Energy can one-shot Celebes. And if I'm able to one-shot Celebes... that is more than enough for me. He is getting a switch, so he's probably powering up the Virizion. Yeah, he's going to do what he can to power up Virizion. To power up his Genesect. To maybe get a... Actually, he has to... Okay, so I need to just get rid of all my supporters. I cannot let my opponent... Portrait out of this. So what I have to do is get a level ball. That's fine. I just get rid of this Eevee. Do I have any plasma energy left? I can guarantee I do not, but it lets me look through my deck, see what I have. This works out pretty nicely for me. Let's Juniper, get rid of that, and hopefully not draw into too many supporters. Which I do, darn it. Well, what I can do... I can Junk Arm for a Junk Arm. Can I do that? You can't choose Junk. Dang it! So either way, I'm going to have to give my opponent a hand. Just depends on what I want to give him. So what I can do is... So if I play this energy here, and then I can control what my opponent top decks. So if I make him just grab the G booster, does he have a plasma energy in the discard pile? No, he does not. So what I can do is I can attack into Virizion, force it to, if I scramble switch, that is, I can force it to attack into this. If he goes Smeargle, then that thing I can just easily knock out. I don't know, what do I want to let my opponent draw into? So honestly, at this point, I just have to hope that I'm going to let him draw into the G booster. How many Junk Arms has he gone through? He's gone through 2 Junk Arms. So I'm just going to make my opponent get the G booster. I'm making my opponent draw into an energy in order to be able to beat me. So this way, I'm just going to grab the catcher for next turn. And let's just go for a Jet Blast. Put this Virizion in range of being knocked out next turn with an energy, or, well, just knocked out by a regular Jet Blast if I can draw into a DCE. So I'm really hoping my opponent didn't top deck something insane. This is great, because now I keep my opponent... Like, yeah, he gets to go into Smeargle and get his G booster back, but I do get a shot to knock out his Virizion this turn if I can flip heads on my catcher. If I flip heads on catcher, this game is just over, because I bring up the Virizion and I knock that out. Otherwise, this is actually going to get kind of messy. So if he top decked an energy, that would just kind of make me sad. And this way, I have the Tool Scrapper in my hand, so if he plays it down, I can actually just get rid of that. Well, yeah, there we go. He plays it back down, and I can just get rid of that once again, to where even if I don't hit heads on this catcher, I still have a pretty good shot at winning the game. So I do hit tails, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and Shadow Triad, grab a Plasma Energy, play that here, and then I'm just going to Jet Blast to knock out this Smeargle and make my opponent get something just amazing off of his top decks. Like, he has to get something absolutely insane. And he even has to retreat out in order to keep from completely losing the game, too, because I will be able to knock out Virizion. So unless he top decked a Juniper or something, I should be able to win this game. Yeah, we are able to pull out the victory on that, and that was actually an insanely close game. Like, good job Thundurus. Like, that was awesome. Let's see. Yeah, Thundurus able to, or Tornadus, sorry, I keep calling it Thundurus, but I actually survived a G booster in the Legacy format. That's absolutely nuts. So good job, Tornadus, Orabomb. You made a good deck. And anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.